what's interesting is the more that we fight back on this stuff, the more that we push on them, they slowly start admitting that they made it all up and that they don't know what the flying F that they're doing. You may remember this from a couple weeks ago. Fauci basically saying he doesn't even know if lockdowns work.
I'm interested in your reluctance to use the word lockdown. Do you think 2 years on that they were worth it, or were they too severe?
You know, I don't think we're ever going to be able to determine what the right balance is. I think the restrictions, if you want to use that word, which I tend to shy away from, lockdown, there's certainly prevented a lot of infections, prevented a lot of hospitalizations, and prevented a lot of deaths. There's no doubt about that. Obviously, when you do have that kind of restriction on society, there are unintended negative consequences, particularly in children who are not allowed to go to school, in the psychological and mental health aspects it has on children, in the economic stress that it puts on society in general, on individual families. Obviously, those are negative consequences that are unintended.
Or are they intended? Because you people are control freaks who are trying to destroy the known world so that you could build back better, or whatever else it is that you're trying to do right now at the World Economic Forum, right? Like, I think people are starting to see what is up here. Also, there's just no evidence. He says the lockdowns obviously they obviously stopped death. I mean, we just don't know that. We don't know that. They obviously stopped infection. Well, I suppose to some degree, if you completely lock everybody down, it's going to stop some degree of infection. But whatever happens to that herd immunity thing where you'd want young, healthy people to get COVID and all that stuff. So you guys get it. You guys get it. I'm only reiterating all this because I want to show you that they just don't know they either don't know what they're doing, or they're completely inept, or they're evil. It's one of those things, but either way, we cannot forget what they did. Let's jump back to last November when Joe Biden was warning us about the winter of death and trying to scare the hell out of all of us and making sure that first responders who used to be essential, they were going to be fired if they didn't get vaccinated.
First, we must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements. Of the nearly 80 million eligible Americans who have not gotten vaccinated, many said they were waiting for approval from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Well, last month, the FDA granted that approval. So the time for waiting is over. This summer, we made progress through the combination of vaccine requirements and incentives, as well as the FDA approval. 4 million more people got their first shot in August than they did in July. But we need to do more. This is not about freedom or personal choice. It's about protecting yourself and those around you, the people you work with, the people you care about, the people you love. My job as president is to protect all Americans. So tonight, I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated.
Man, isn't it something like once you see what bullshit artists these people are, once you really see it, once you accept it and know it, like you cannot see the world any other way. That's what their ultimate red pill is. Once you know it, then you watch a video like that, which you guys all saw that video. That's from 8 months ago, right? We all saw that. And when he says it's not about personal freedom and it's not about, what is it? He says it's not about freedom and personal choice. Yes, it damn well is, you dementia-ridden old fool. That's exactly what it is. But he was trying to scare the hell out of everybody. And you know what happened? He did scare a lot of people, and a lot of people made a horrible choice that they did not want to make. They then got vaccinated against their conscience. And then what happened? The courts fought against it and they reversed it. So that even though the Food and Drug Administration said it was okay and he talked to the people at the Labor Board, it turned out that it was unconstitutional to have companies force people to be vaccinated. And once again, as I said a million times during the height of this whole thing, the idea that I could say to my employees, guys, you have to be injected with some experimental shit to work for me. Is that cool? Guys, after this, we're going to take you downstairs and inject you some. No, Connor's totally not into it. Michael, you didn't give me much there. Oh, no? Okay. He wasn't paying attention. It's just all bananas. The point is, don't forget.